Hi, so this is the video on the ancient civilizations of Mitanni and Babylon and their relationship with the ancient Egyptians. So we've got records of contact between ancient Egypt, Mitanni and Babylon during the Middle Kingdom, during that 12th dynasty. So let's have a look at Mitanni. They were called by the ancient Egyptians the Naharians, the land of Nahan. They were Hurrian speakers, and they controlled the major trade routes coming through their land. If we have a look at their map there, from Assyria, who is a rising power, yet to make its international debut. And of course, beyond their borders are the Hittites, who are also a rising power. The Mitanni people did flex their muscles, but they were in a very delicate situation, and they did interfere with politics in Syria, especially with the city of Kadesh. Kadesh seems to have been a waterway around the city that controlled vast amounts of goods, and it was in the interest of the Mitannis to put pressure on the Syrians in Kadesh to control that city very early on. And in the Middle Kingdom, the Egyptians aren't flexing their muscles. They live within their borders, and they have two deserts either side of their country, the Mediterranean Sea at the top and Central Africa at the bottom. So they're isolated and insulated against troublesome people. Whereas everyone else in the Canaanite area, going along that coast into Mitanni and modern day Turkey and Assyria and behind it Persia, those borders are open. And that's the problem that the Mitannis have. Is that they can be attacked at any time, or they can encroach on other people's territories. So it's very much a pot of oil bubbling away all the time. It's a world based on trade, alliances and tributes from one town to another, from one city state to another, from one peoples to another. The protocol, when they talk to each other as brother states, they say, hey, my brother, in whatever, is at the same level. But if you're a vassal, it's a whole different address. From a vassal, they say, to my lord, I fall beneath your feet. So that's the difference between a vassal and a brother. A brother is an equal to another state, but vassal within a state recognises their lord and must fall to their feet. The major towns in the retinue that proved a threat and quite troublesome for the Mitanni people were Gaza, Ashkelon, Joppa, Megiddo, Yupi and Byblos, because they were quite powerful and wealthy and did pose a threat to underline alliances that Mitanni established. So whatever Mitanni tried to do with alliances between her neighbours to create buffer zones, that's what they were trying to do, create buffer zones. Those major cities in the retinue were always trying to undermine those alliances, because they thought if you divide your enemies, they're much easier to deal with on their own. Now, let's have a look at Babylon. Babylon really is an Akkadian town established in 2300 BCE. They are the Amorite kings who are contemporary with the Middle Kingdom. And they've got some troublesome neighbours too. They're in between Assyria and Mitanni. So they have to be very diplomatic as well. But they do have contact with the Egyptians. and a couple of sarcophaguses were actually sent there as gifts from the Middle Kingdom kings. Can you imagine the crews responsible sailing those sarcophaguses up the Mediterranean coast of Byblos, having to put them on carts or drag them on sledges all the way to Babylon? Wow, that must have taken them a long time. Wow. So these are the relationships during the Middle Kingdom onwards, and it changes. In the New Kingdom, in the New Kingdom kings in Egypt did flex their muscles. They did go into Mitanni to flex and to demonstrate their power. They wanted to frighten the Hittites, and that's to come when we cover the New Kingdom. Babylon didn't really have a big impact on Egypt, except that trade routes came through its landscape, and that's what Egypt was interested in. They wanted frankincense to come through Babylon. They wanted lapis lazuli to come through Babylon. So that's why they were interested in friendly relationships with Babylon. Okay, so that's Mitanni and Babylon. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Press your subscribe button, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.